Okay, guys, welcome to the Diamond Dash kickoff call. And tonight we are joined by our very special guest, Caleb Thomas. Unfortunately, he's a blank figure right now, but we'll have to just enjoy his voice tonight. Caleb, thank you so much for getting on tonight. Everyone is super, super excited to hear from you and what you've got to say. And this week, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about how to sell without being salesy. So the reason why this is so important to me and why I have kind of put myself into this subject is because from the very beginning, it was just a huge struggle for me mentally, to share products, knowing that I had these awesome tools to share with people, and yet the furthest thing that I wanted to be was a salesperson. Like, my husband would say to me, "But Nikki, you're in sales." And I'd be like, no, I'm not. I'm just helping people. And that's truly how I felt. Like when I first started, that's all it was about. The money came later and was like a bonus, and definitely pushed me to work harder and to share with more people. But right from the get-go, for me, it was just about, being a product of the product and really just truly loving everything that I was doing. And the way that Beachbody has changed me and changed my life, that's why I do this, And so I want to help you guys to kind of get past some of those mental roadblocks of, feeling really stuck and feeling like, how do I do this without feeling like that I'm being pushy or, whatever. So that's what we're going to talk about this week. I just want to do a couple housekeeping things before Caleb gets started, and that is, I know there are a ton of notifications. You guys are awesome. You guys are doing so amazing already, sharing and commenting on our posts. So keep it up. But if it's overwhelming you guys and you're getting notifications left and right, make sure you remember to go and just shut off the notifications. You can do that and just go in once a day, check your post, and then once you've finished reading the post and done the action step, then you can, comment on it and leave it be. I know I personally will be posting first thing in the morning. I believe everybody else will be too, so that it's easy for you guys to kind of just have time during the day to post. Also, I know a lot of you guys were talking about being overwhelmed and fearing that you're not going to be able to keep up. There is a lot of information, I'm not going to lie. It's all good stuff. Just try your best to kind of, take it in and absorb the things that are really going to touch you, because those are the things that probably, are really going to help you the most, I feel. And also know that we're going to keep a file. We've done this the past 2 times. We'll do it again. We keep a file of the content. So it'll be easy for you to kind of go back if you miss a day or whatever, and you can go back and see everything that was done. So hopefully that'll help you guys. Okay, so forget about that stuff. Let's get to the star tonight. It's Caleb Thomas, and you guys all know him as Coach Caleb from Epic Every Rep. Caleb, we want to hear your intro.
What's up, everybody? It's Coach Caleb from EpicEveryRep.com.
Caleb is a diamond coach on the verge of 3-star, and obviously you guys all know that he is just super successful and creating a huge name for himself and is going huge places in this business. So we're very lucky to have him. I was saying to him the other night, he puts into words all the things that I feel, and I love that. I love that he can express himself that way and share it with, and that he shares it with us, because I think that's awesome. That's huge. So take it away, Caleb.
All right. Well, thanks so much for the introduction, Nikki. It's great to be here. I am excited and honored and honestly pretty doggone humbled that I'm the one kicking off this call for this entire 9-week training, this Diamond Dash thing that a ton of really big name coaches are putting on. I sometimes sort of get overwhelmed when I get asked to be on these calls because I realize how much of a responsibility it is. I mean, there's 121 people on this call right now, and that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So I just want you guys to know that I don't take it for granted that I'm talking to you guys. I want to give you the best call that I possibly can, and I don't want to waste your time. So hopefully you get some nugget of wisdom or encouragement or something good out of this call. I've got a lot of great stuff I want to hand out to you, but we're just going to sort of jump in. So I want to tell you a little bit. But before I have a note here, I wanted to make sure that I give a shout out because I can, because I'm the presenter right now, to my coaches and my team members from Team Epic Every Rep. Guys, I love you. I'm so proud of you guys for committing to this group and being here. I'm humbled that you followed me here, and I think you're going to get a great, great experience from this training. So thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. Okay, so we're going to sort of jump into this. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story and how I got started with Beachbody, because I think it's important that you know exactly where other people in this business came from. Because if you don't have anybody else's story other than yourself, you're limiting yourself to how many people you can actually relate to and how many people you can communicate with. Because you're gonna run across people that you don't relate to directly. But if you have other people's stories, you're going to be able to relate through those other stories. So for me, I'm going to give you the condensed version because we got a couple things to talk about. But for me, it started in college. It started at Penn State University. I was a trumpet performance major, living a very sedentary lifestyle. I was unhealthy. I ate pizzas single-handedly all the time by myself. I was a musician, so I sort of sat in a practice room for 8 hours a day doing nothing, living the life of a slug, pretty much. And, that sort of caught up to me after a while. I started having back issues. I started having some digestion problems. Weird things started happening. The pizza probably wasn't happening, or the pizza probably wasn't helping. But after a while, I kind of realized that, hey, this is not good. This is not good. So I need to do something about it. And I got on Craigslist. I know, burn me at the stake. I got on Craigslist and I bought a burnt copy of P90X. And I went to the gas station and I met the guy at the gas station, and it was super shady. He walked up to me. He's like, "So, yo, man, you got the money?" And I was like, "I got the money. You got the discs?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got the discs." And we did this really awkward, creepy swap. It was the healthiest drug deal that ever happened at that gas station ever. And that's how I got my first P90X program. That's how I got started with my first, step on my own fitness journey. And after that happened, I decided, hey, I want to do the Shakeology thing because I see the advertisements on the discs and looks good. And I realized at that point that, whoa, I'm broke. I can't afford Shakeology. I have to donate my blood plasma to buy my own groceries, let alone buying Shakeology. That's just out of my reach. And that's kind of what woke me up. Fast forward a couple of years after I graduated, I got out of school. I didn't want to pursue my major anymore. I started working odds and end jobs, and I applied to a bunch of different places, and nothing ever worked out. And it was miserable, and I was really kind of depressed about how things had panned out. And I just ended up bussing tables at a restaurant, and it was a little bit discouraging because I knew God had put something on my heart to do something really amazing with my life, but I just wasn't quite sure what. So I got out of school. I graduated. I got all these different jobs. I hated them all. And something pointed me back to this whole Beachbody thing. My coach, who I had signed with for free a long time ago, had bugged me for 3 years to become a coach. For 3 years, he asked me. He had seen my P90X results, and he was really proud of me. And he's like, hey, you're already inspiring so many people naturally. You need to consider this as an opportunity. I can tell you're struggling financially. I can tell you're not happy with your jobs. You need to consider this. This is really great. But I said no for 3 years because of the whole slimy salesperson thing. I was terrified of becoming a coach because I didn't want to have anything to do with that slimy salesperson pyramid scheme bull crap. I wanted nothing to do with it. And I had no idea what I was talking about. I had no idea what I was missing out on. And I finally got to such a low point in my life. Yes, I was dragging across rock bottom, that I made the decision. I don't care what it takes. I'm getting out of this restaurant. I'm not working here anymore. And just help me sign up for this pyramid scheme thing because it's better than what I have right now. And so I signed up as a Beachbody coach. And I faced that fear of being a slimy salesperson, even though I thought I was signing up to be a slimy salesperson. And I learned a lot of lessons along the way. And those are the lessons that I want to teach you. So that's a little bit about my story tonight and how, like, I'm excited to talk about the slimy salesperson thing because it is such a common objection that you will face as coaches right now. You'll face that over and over and over again with people you talk to about the opportunity, or you'll even get it in their response when you're talking to them about our products. And it's something you need to be super aware of because it's a really, really, really common stigma that people don't want to deal with. And I'm going to be completely honest. One of my rock star coaches, her name's Sarah Wagner, look her up. She's amazing. She recommended a book for me called Everybody Communicates, Few Connect. And I have all the respect in the world for her because she was bold enough to come to me and say, Caleb, you need to read this book. There's things in this book that you need to learn. And I have all the respect in the world for her for doing that. And that is where all the information on this call is coming from. So everyone write that down. It's a book by John C. Maxwell. It's called Everybody Communicates, Few Connect. It's amazing. I've only read like 3 chapters into it and it's already like changing my game. Okay, so slimy salespeople. Nobody likes them. Nobody likes them at all. And again, this is what took me 3 years to start as a Beachbody coach. And then once I signed up as a Beachbody coach, I was still dealing with this fear a little bit. It took me 6 months to really commit to Beachbody coaching and to really commit to the business side of it because I didn't want to come across to my friends and my family as this guy that's like, what's he doing? Like, who's this guy? Who does he think he is? Why does he think he can try to sell me junk? Blah, 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 blah. And what it comes down to is your focus. What is your focus on as a Beachbody coach or as a car salesman or as a pastor or as a teacher or whatever? When you're trying to give somebody a product or you're trying to teach somebody something or you're trying to give somebody something, or you're trying to interact with anyone, period, what's your focus on? Is it on you, or is it on the person you're trying to give value to? Okay? So the you one is really easy. If the focus is on you, that's easy. That's what everybody does. That's what 99.9999999 repeating % of people in the world do. They focus on themselves. They focus on you. It's immature. It's naturally slimy. When you do that, when you talk about you and you only focus on you and it's all about you and how you benefit, of course it's going to feel slimy. Of course your conversations are always going to feel slimy. And we say this whole, like, I want to help people. I'm a Beachbody coach. I want to help people. But when you look at your actions and the way you're treating people, you're really only interested in helping yourself. It's a big difference. Big difference. Do you really want to help people, or do you just really want to help yourself? Okay. Now the other one from that, so that you can either focus on you, you can focus on yourself, or you can focus on them. And that one's a little bit trickier. That one's a little bit tougher. It requires a little bit more maturity. But I'll tell you what, when you focus on the other person and you really try to connect with the other person and you put the other person's needs first, it feels right. There's no slimy feeling because there's no room for that when you're genuinely focused on the other person. It requires listening. It requires maturity. It requires you to take the time to build a relationship first. It requires communicating. And again, from the book, it requires more than just communicating. It requires that you work on connecting with the person. When you focus on them, that's when you actually start helping people. That's when you actually do something amazing as a Beachbody coach. Okay, so when you make a sale as a Beachbody coach and you make that first challenge pack sale and it's amazing and you look at how you did it and it was like you did a cold call invite or whatever and you just gave them this dry invitation, hey, I would like you to buy my challenge pack. And somebody actually bites and they buy it. That's good. Good for you. Gold star. Like, congratulations. You just made $60 on a challenge pack. You just made $30 on a challenge. We just made whatever you make on a challenge pack, and that's good. Congratulations. Go out to dinner, and it will never come back to you. You just got dinner. That's good. When you focus on them and you actually connect them with something that's going to help them and benefit them and make their life better, that is gold. That's golden. When you connect with somebody and you give them a solution to a life problem, something that they really need help with, that's called helping people. And that's what Beachbody coaches say we all want to do, but very few of us actually do. Okay, so this requires, this is a big word. Well, not big, but I have a hard time saying it sometimes because there's a lot of S's. It requires selflessness. Selflessness. And you know what that means? It means putting the person in front of you. It means not putting your needs in front of the person. And the reason selflessness works is because when you're selfless, it gives the customer, it gives the person you're talking to the ability to stay comfortably selfish. Does that make sense? It allows them to stay in that comfortable world where they're able to focus on them and their own needs. Because as a coach, that's what we're trying to get to. We're trying to help them focus on their needs. And we want them to be comfortable. And we want them to approach us in a way where they know they can overcome these problems. And that requires us to be selfless so we can put the focus back on them. So we can give them the spotlight. Who cares how many successful points you get? Who cares what your rank is? Don't tell people that crap. Put the spotlight on them and give them the spotlight. Because nobody cares if you're a 15-star diamond coach if you're not willing to help them, if you're not willing to actually focus on them and give them value and really, really walk them through their problems and coach them. So this is really easier said than done. It's super, super easy to say all this stuff. So I have a couple questions here that I'm going to give you guys that will kind of act as a prompter for you. So when you have conversations with people from now on, I want you to have these questions handy. When you go to talk to somebody about this whole Beachbody coaching thing, or when you talk to somebody about joining your challenge group, I want you to actually put these questions in front of you and think about them really quickly before you actually even start your conversation. And if they're on your mind, I think it's going to help you see the conversation from their perspective. And that's why this whole lesson is so important. That's how we completely crush this slimy salesperson thing. When you put it in their perspective, or you look at the whole conversation from their perspective, you can totally get them to what they need so much faster. Okay, so 3 questions they are asking about you. Okay, so if you were in their shoes, these are the things that they're asking about you when you come to them as a Beachbody coach saying you want to help them. Okay, the first question is, Caleb Thomas comes to Nikki and says, hey Nikki, I'm a coach. I want to help you. I have a challenge group coming up. I've got all these great things that I can offer you as a Beachbody coach. And the first thing she's asking, do you care for me? Do you actually care about me? That's the first question everybody asks. Do you actually care about me? And it's your job as a Beachbody coach to then show them that you do care. Okay? These aren't actually questions that people actually ask out loud, obviously. You know that. But I think somewhere in the back of everybody's brain, these questions are being asked. It's like an intuition, or it's naturally built into our minds and how, you know, humans work. And we're protective of ourselves, and we want to make sure that we're not getting taken advantage of. And the first thing we ask is, you know, does this guy actually care about me? Like, what's his deal? Like, why is he talking to me about this? So your job is to show them that you care. And you can ask yourself, are you communicating that care for those people by actually listening to them? During the conversation, are you actually listening to what they're saying? Are you absorbing the facts and the details about their life, the context of their story? That's super important to you as a coach. Are you listening to it? Are you showing that? Are you asking them questions that helps them focus in on themselves? Are you being a professional question asker that keeps the spotlight on them? and get them to the answers that there are. So a lot of people have questions when you start talking to them. Just the way that you ask questions can answer those questions. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. It makes sense to me. We'll just keep going. Next bullet point. Are you showing them that you care enough to actually like take the time to discover their why? I know we always talk about why. Like, why are you interested in joining my challenge group? Why do you want to lose weight? Why are you blah, 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 blah. But if you just get like the quick answer and don't ever connect with them, it doesn't say a whole lot about you. It doesn't say a whole lot about you as a coach. So our job as coaches is to really spend some time in conversation with these people and find out why. Like, be that coach, be that leader of the conversation that takes the extra step now and then and really starts asking some serious questions about, okay, you want to lose 20 pounds. That's great. That's where most coaches stop. Oh, great, because you want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, so here's the challenge pack I can recommend. No, stop. Ask them, why do you want to lose that 20 pounds? What will it feel like the day you look down on the scale and you hit that goal? What's going to feel like the day you slide that favorite pair of jeans on and it fits and the button doesn't pop off and shoot your eye out? Like, what's it going to feel like when that happens? How amazing will that be? Is that why you want to do this? I think you're going to connect to them a lot more if you take that time to actually help them discover their true why. Because that's where a lot of people fall short and they never follow through with their goals with you as a coach. It's because they don't really know why. They know what they want to do, but they don't know why for sure. And when you connect them with that why, when you coach them to discovering their why, great things happen. Something clicks in the brain and they're unstoppable. And then it's your job to just sort of corral them, make sure they're on the right track. Okay, so if you want their attention in the future to make a sale, if you want their attention in the future as a coach, you got to first give them yours. That's a big point of this whole section here. If you want their attention, give them yours first. Be selfless. Be the person that lays down your goals and your needs and everything first, and put the focus on the other person. Okay. So it was kind of funny. Like right when I was signing in for this meeting, I saw a quote on the Any Meeting website, and it said, "The better we know our customer, the better we can serve them." And then the quote was quoted by a brilliant person. And as funny as that is, yeah, that's brilliant. I mean, it's so simple, but it's so nobody does it. Nobody takes the time to better know their customers so they can better serve them. So take the time. Like that's customer service. That's like customer service 101. So a skill set that will really help you with this is to just think about how you're asking questions. And if you're not asking questions, start being a leader of the conversation by asking professional questions. Okay, and there's some personal development books out there that can really help you, but I'm not going to spend any time going over those. Do some research, ask your uplines about that, and that'll help you a lot. So become a professional question asker and show them that you do care for them. Okay, next question that they're asking. Once they ask, okay, does this guy actually care about me? The next question is going to be they're going to say, all right, he's a Beachbody coach. Okay, great. Can he actually help me? Like, what's his deal? Like, is this actually legit? Is he going to help me? Can they actually help me? I need help. Can they give that to me? Here's a quote. Nobody wants to be sold, but everybody wants to be helped. Period. Everybody wants to be helped. Everybody needs that help. Nobody wants to be sold, that's for sure. So just a couple of months ago, my grandfather has DirecTV up at our cabin, and he put me in charge of handling the DirecTV and the HughesNet internet, satellite internet or whatever, because he doesn't want to deal with that technology stuff. He doesn't know what that is even. He likes his basketball on TV. So he put me in charge of, taking care of the billing and all that stuff. And we saw a bill come in and there was an issue with it. And I needed to get it sorted out because they were billing us too much. So I called DirecTV up, and no joke, for 10 or 12 minutes, the lady on the phone continuously was trying to upsell me into new packages and sell me on this and sell me on that. And hey, have you seen our new HBO package? And you should try that. And have you seen our Skinemax package? Cinemax package. You should really join that. And she tried to sell me the whole time, and she didn't help me whatsoever. She didn't help me get to the bottom of that bill. And that was slimy. The whole time talking to her, I felt icky. I felt like I was being taken advantage of. And that's what we don't want to be as coaches. So help the person. Don't try to sell them. Help them. There's two things you can really focus on when you're trying to put the focus on the person. Are you talking about features, or are you talking about benefits? And we're going to go through what these two things mean: features versus benefits. Okay, a slimy salesperson, that lady on the phone at DirecTV, she was talking about features. She was talking about this feature of this package has this many channels, and this program has so many movies a month, blah, 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 so many features that you just have to have. Features. And I was like, no, I don't want your stupid features. I just want the right bill. Like, please listen to me. And it was horrible. It was super, super uncomfortable. Okay, so a feature is a fact or a quality about your company, the products you sell, or the idea that you're advocating. Check out this vacuum cleaner. It has dual bags, has a vortex cycle tornado sucker upper, and the brush has natural tiger hair, whatever. Look at all these features. You need this vacuum cleaner. But if you don't actually need a vacuum cleaner, who cares? You could care less if it has tiger fur on it. Like, the other thing is benefits. Okay, let's just get to the good stuff. Benefits. Coaches that are good, coaches that are successful, coaches that are great salespeople. I don't like calling coaches salespeople because we're not, but that is a skill. Coaches that are great at making connections with products to their customers focus on benefits. Okay, so what's a benefit? A benefit is how our products help the person. Doesn't talk about features. Doesn't talk about how shiny something is. Doesn't talk about how many bells or whistles you get in the box. Doesn't talk about that stuff. It relates it to the person. And this is a skill set. So a skill set that you need when you're talking to people and you're proving to them that you can help them is how you relate our products and our services to the person. How's it going to make their life easier? How's it going to make things better for them? Break it down for them. Okay, hey, 21-day fix. Oh my gosh, you would be such a perfect fix for I'm so excited I can't even talk to you right now. You would be a perfect fit for the 21-day fix because the 21-day fix has all these programs, all these workouts, and I know you said you get bored really easy, so you will get bored with all the different workouts. And I know you said you have a really, really, really hard time with like your portion control, like your portion sizes. So this program actually comes with a portion control container system, which makes it so easy to control your portion sizes. So it'd be perfect for you. And it even comes with a nutrition guide. And because I remember you said that you don't know exactly what kinds of foods to eat. So if you just look in that nutrition guide, which is included, it tells you exactly the kinds of foods to eat. And then it even shows you exactly how many containers of each to eat. It breaks it all down. It's so simple. Oh, and the challenge pack includes Shakeology. And I know we talked about Shakeology, but it's going to help you so much because I remembered you said you always run out of the house really early in the morning and you forget to eat breakfast because you don't have time. So you can just grab your Shakeology and quick mix it up and drink it in the car, and you have your healthiest meal of the day, and it's breakfast, and you're nailing your nutrition, and it's like it's great. And okay, so I'm being a little bit dramatic right now, but that's what I'm talking about. I took our products and I related it to that person I was talking to and showed them how their life was going to be dramatically better through it. I showed them why it is so valuable to them. When you do that, when you create that kind of value for somebody, money is usually not an issue. And if it is an issue, they see the value so much that they'll figure out the money. They know it's worth it to them because it's super valuable. Okay? So that's kind of like an overcoming a money objection thing. But again, you're focusing on them. You're taking our products and you're relating it to the person. You're showing them the benefit, not the features, the benefit of what our products are going to do for them. Okay. Next question is, Okay, so they've already asked, do you care for me? You showed them that you care. They've asked, can you actually help me? You showed them that, yes, I can help you. I've got amazing things that can make your life better. And this is exactly how they're going to help you because I've taken the time to learn about you enough to know what you need. And I've showed you that. I'm talking really fast. Hopefully you're keeping up. And the last question is, okay, this all sounds really great. This all sounds really good. You've showed me that you want to help me and you showed me that you can help me, but can I really trust you? Can I trust you? So, who's ever been in a relationship where you love the person so much? You just love them. They're such a little boo-boo, and they're so cute, and they're so nice and fun, and they're the best, sweetest person ever. But when they go out on the weekends, you can't trust them. You can't trust them. Do you think that relationship ever lasts? No. Lack of trust completely overwhelms any love you can ever have in a relationship. Some of you may have experienced this in the most hurtful way. I know I have. I'm sure there's other people on this call that have too. Trust is super important. Okay, sorry, that got really deep really fast. My emotional patch is coming out. Okay, so here's a lighter example. Buying a used car, okay? When I say buying a used car, so many of you are probably like, gross, ew, okay? But let's just imagine there's a used car on a lot, and you go, and you see it, and it's your dream car. It's a Ferrari, the used Ferrari, and it is sexy. Oh, man, that's a nice car. And you go there, and you're in love with that car, and you want it so much. But what happens? You never end up buying it because you can't trust the salesperson that's selling it. Why? Well, honestly, because used car salesmen have a stigma about them that's just a little bit rough. They're dealing with a bad past. But you don't know. You can't. It's hard to trust somebody. Has this car ever been in any accidents? And they're like, no, it's in great shape. Where really somebody drove it off the side of the Grand Canyon. Okay, you don't know. You can't trust people if you don't know them well enough. So your job as a coach is to show them that you're trustworthy. You have to be trustworthy. You're starting a relationship with your customers. You're starting a relationship with your coaches that you're talking to, your potential coaches and your coaches. You are starting a relationship that is based on trust. And if your people can't trust you, it's not going to work. It's not going to work ever. You won't make the connection of the sale. You won't make the connection for coaching. They're going to walk away and they're going to consider you a slimy salesperson, and you will feel like a slimy salesperson. So have you been sharing your story consistently with your audience on social media, word to mouth, like face to face? Have you been sharing your story consistently? Are you regularly posting and creating a presence on your social media? Are you showing people that you're legit? You're not going anywhere anytime soon? Or are you just randomly posting every couple of weeks saying, hey, here's a sale, click this link? Nope, that's not trustworthy. I don't trust that crap. Are you upholding the values that people want for themselves in a coach? These people are trusting you with a lot. These people are expecting you to provide some really, really, really great guidance and wisdom for these people. And if you're not upholding the values that they want to see in themselves, they're not going to trust you. Of course not. If they see you drinking on the weekends and plastering yourself all over Facebook, oh my God, I'm so drunk. Look how retarded I got. I'm not going to want to follow you. Come on. This is professional. You got to be professional here. People won't trust you unless you're holding yourself to the right standards. Are you showing them that you're going to be around here for the long haul? Okay, this is a little bit tricky because I know new coaches. You come out of the gates, you're fired up, you're excited about coaching, and you're brand new to the scene. It's going to be a little bit trickier for you. But just remember, this business is built long term. This is not a get rich quick scheme. So it's going to require time to build that level of trust. It can happen quickly depending on how you treat this business. It can happen over a very long period of time or not at all, depending on how you treat this business. Okay? Last question on this one. For trust, are you showing your absolute 100%, 110, 1,000,000% belief in Beachbody? Are you putting that out there? Are you telling people that this is the bee's knees? This is the opportunity that's changing my life. This is something I believe in. This is something that is going to change the game for me and my future family. This is amazing. I have 100% belief in this business. Do you? If you don't show people that, if you're like, I'm going to give this a try, and then maybe I'll go to Nerium, or maybe I'll try out Amway, or maybe I'll just go get a regular job. I'm going to give it a try, though. People don't want to follow that. People can't trust that. They won't buy into you because they don't know if you're going to be there next week. They don't know if you're going to be there next month. So are you showing your absolute long-term belief for this? Okay, so those are the questions. Do you care for me? Can you actually help me? And can I trust you? If you answer those questions before the conversation even starts and you focus on the person, you're not going to be a slimy salesperson. I promise you. You're not going to have those feelings anymore. You're putting the focus on them. And that's so vitally important. So I hope that kind of helps you guys a little bit with the slimy salesperson thing. If you forget everything that happened on this call so far up to this point, I have one more little nugget I want to share with you after this. If you forget everything else that you've heard on this call and you've heard all me ramble about, just remember, put the focus on them. Okay? There's two people in a conversation, usually as a Beachbody coach and a customer or somebody else. There's two people. Make sure the spotlight, 99% of the time, is focused on them. If that's all you get out of this call, you're going to be great. You're going to be a successful coach. Put the focus on them and make sure that you're helping them. And then, I forget who said it. I think it's Zig Ziglar, maybe. He said, if you help enough people, whatever. It's one of those. You're going to know it right when I say it. If you help enough people get what they want, you can get what you want. Okay? It's simple. But it has to be in that order. It can't be, if I get everything I want, then I'll help other people get what they want. Doesn't work that way. Just doesn't work that way. If you help enough people get what they want, you can get what you want. It has to be that order. Make sure. Are you focused on them or are you focused on you? Are you focused on showing them the benefits of what we have, or are you just focused on showing them the shiny features of what we have? There's a big difference. Okay, so the last thing, we're going to shift gears a little bit here, and I just want to encourage you guys and let you know that I think it's awesome that you're in this group. I think it is absolutely phenomenal that there's over 160 people on this call listening in right now trying to grow their businesses and trying to do the right thing and trying to take steps that are going to blow up their business in the future and that are going to help not even just the business. Guys, stop for a second and think about this. Think about what your teams will look like 5 years from now. I know it's sometimes hard for people to look long term and see things in the future. I know, because life is so crazy and it's hard to even know where you left your shoes the day before. But try to imagine what your team will look like 5 years from now, because you're not going to give up and you're going to learn and you're going to fail like crazy, but you're going to stick with it. Think of how big your team is. Think of how many people your team is influencing. Not just how many people your team is, but how many people outside of your team, your coaches and your leaders on your team are influencing. Guys, this is phenomenal. This is amazing. You've seen the exponential growth of Beachbody. That same exponential growth happens in individual teams. That's how math works. That's how this works. Guys, you guys are on the leading edge of something absolutely phenomenal, and I want you guys to be encouraged about that. Really quick about you as people, and this is something that I always share a lot, and I want to always encourage people as much as I can with this little nugget at the end here. You as people, you're unique and beautiful in ways that too few people realize. Everybody on this earth is unique from each other. And I'm a spiritual guy. I'm a Christian. I believe God is the ultimate human maker. And when I see people out there describing themselves and saying, well, I can't be successful because, well, I don't have bombshell blonde hair, or I can't be successful because I can't make movies like, or I can't be successful because I don't live here, or I can't be successful because I don't have that talent, or I can't be successful because whatever. You guys, when you do that, you're forgetting about your natural talents. You're forgetting about the blessings you've been given and the skills you've been given. And they might not always stand out, but that's what makes you unique. So picture this for a second. I've got in my hands, and I wish so bad I had the video going. I have in my hands right now a padlock. It's one of those padlocks. Just imagine with me real quick. It's one of those padlocks that has 4 digits on it, 4 dials. And each one of those dials has numbers on it, okay? It goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then back to 0. And those numbers on those dials represent you and your skills and your talents and your experiences and the wisdom that you have and the special things that make you you. And your padlock, the lock, represents this opportunity, Beachbody, okay? Beachbody's the lock, and the numbers on those dials represent the things that make you you. Now, if anybody has been out there, they've seen the successful coaches and they see the things that make those coaches look successful. And they try to mimic those numbers on those dials that they have set. Okay, so somebody says, oh, well, that person has 6220 as their padlock. I'm going to try that on mine because that's obviously they're successful with that. So they put 6220 in, and I don't know if you can hear that. My lock isn't unlocking. Why? Because you've taken this opportunity and you've tried to be something other than what you really are. It doesn't work. And you're thinking, oh, but my combination isn't unique. My combination isn't special. Because I've seen all those numbers on that dial before. I've seen the 6 and the 2 and the 2 and the 9 before. Those are my numbers, but there's nothing special about them. Guys, it's so simple. It really is so simple. Be yourself. Set your dials on your lock to your combination. And when you do that, something really amazing happens. The lock comes undone. Okay? And it's not like this amazing, like, dramatic event when you be yourself. Really, honestly. Like, you're just yourself when you put yourself out there and your lock unlocks. And it's not really anything exciting. But here's the thing. When I started being myself a long time ago, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. I started sharing pictures of my dog because I love my dog. Started making videos on YouTube because I like making videos on YouTube. And I'd get like 6 likes or 6 views on my YouTube videos, and 5 of them were my mom, and 1 of them was maybe me. So nobody was watching my videos before. Nobody cared about my dog before. Nobody cared about my faith. Nobody cared about all those different things. But I lived my life unapologetically, and I kept my combination set to my combination. And I put myself out there day after day after day after day. And people caught on. And now I say this with absolute humility and as humbly as I possibly can. Now, when people go to Caleb Thomas's Facebook page, they see the characteristics that I have been showing all along, but they're recognized. So guys, I just want to encourage you guys. You guys have everything it takes to build this business already inside you. You have the skill. If you don't have the skill, you can go learn it. You've got a brain. You've got a functional brain because you're here on this call that you've been blessed with. You've got the wisdom. You've got the experiences. You've got the background. You've got the skills and the talents, and you've got everything you need to absolutely blow this business through the roof. It's just you have to believe that your combination is what actually unlocks your lock. Okay? That's all I have for Nikki.
Awesome. That was awesome. I love the visual of the padlock.
It's so true.
That's something that it's so you put it into words so perfectly with that visual, because it's something that I myself have been trying to figure out for the past 4 years is, what is that combination? You know, what makes me unique? What makes me stand out from everyone else? Because there's 240,000 coaches out there. Well, we're all different people, and we all appeal to different people, and we all have unique values to give. So I think that's awesome. I love that.
Right.
I am going to put a picture of a padlock right on my vision board.
There you go. It's funny though. I mean, like you look at the dials on the padlock, and it's like, oh, I've seen all those numbers before. I've seen somebody else that has a dog before. I've seen somebody else that has something like I do, but they don't have your combination. They don't have your unique combination of everything that makes you you. Everybody on this planet is unique. It's like 7.2 billion people on this planet. We're all unique.
Love it. Love it. Well, I am going to leave it off with that because that, I think everyone's brains are probably going right now, just like mine is. So thank you so much for getting on this call and taking an hour of your time to provide value to us, you know.
Hey,
and
thank you so much for having me. I love speaking on these calls, and it's humbling to be in front of so many people, and I love you guys, and I'm so glad that you were here and listening, and don't be strangers. I love you guys.
Thanks, Caleb.
Yep. Bye-bye.
See you all tomorrow, guys.